Now you tell me the numbers that we go from my little village, you know, town here that used to have something like 19% C-sections is now gone to 69% C-sections. Come on. If we haven't learned here in the last 3 years what the agenda is, then we're not paying attention. And if we haven't learned in the last 3 years that health and well-being is not associated with the medical world, then we've lost. Of course I want to go to the hospital if I've gotten in a car accident. They're fucking awesome to put back bones. They're amazing. Love those bone doctors or people that want to help with emergency surgery. That's amazing. We need that. But that's not curative. They don't have the curatives. It's not that every doctor falls into that, because that's not fair. I do meet amazing doctors that really do think outside of the box, that really do feel like they were ripped off in their education, and they're going to prove it in their patients and every single day that they work. But even this last 3 years, what they've had to deal with is above and beyond. So for them to even try to come back to some kind of a holistic healing in their practice is near impossible. And then let's talk about those surgeons who have a huge, massive debt, and they need to create the surgery to pay off their debt. Well, what are they eating? What kind of thought processes are they under? I mean, the doctors that I know are working crazy amounts of hours. They're not eating anything nutritional, but yet they're making decisions on our body, because I don't think good decisions can come from any human being unless we're fully packed with nutrients, just like the soil. We cannot have healthy plants come out of the soil unless the soil is nutritionally packed to be able to give an opportunity for the plant to uptake it. It's the same as a human being. If the environment is not filled with intelligence, then the symptoms that that person is going to be having is out of the stupidity. We have ability to do better, but for some reason we still keep going back to the setup system that hand feeds us.
I think we need to keep like repeating, especially like in Canada, we have the right to provide our own medicine, you know, and that's one reason why they haven't really been successful in getting rid of the medical here in Canada. And now with the psychedelic component opening up, I think we just have the ability to create our own world a little bit, you know, more. So let's try to do that, you know, and then through the education and things, you know, we can be upset, but also just being productive and moving forward. There's, you know, our group was on CBC the other day trying to talk about how to make the cannabis industry more effective so that we could provide the access that people used to have before legalization. You know, that's a crazy subject 6 years into legalization. How do we go back to providing the access that we had before it was legalized? So there's a level of insanity to it all, for sure. So, but we just have to stay on the path of just reason, you know, and keep moving forward.
And like you guys always preach, there's only solutions. There are no problems. It's just solutions. Although it appears in this day and age, like you said, that there are so many people that are completely asleep at the wheel. I mean, you walk around and you see people driving their car with the window open and a mask on, and there's nobody in the car. I feel bad for that person. That person is completely programmed. They are shut down. They do not have any thought process of like what is really going on around me. And so in some ways it's kind of like scary to see how many people are wearing masks, because you know that they have been disemboweled of their own creativity and free thought. And so the more of those you see, the less and less abilities we will have. And Josh, the fact that 6 years ago, people needed their cannabis could get it for free, right? And now they have to pay outrageous amounts of money for simple products, that oils and things that can help so much. You know, that's where I get really angry and frustrated. And believe me, I get up every day, I shake it off, and I go out and I do my job. I teach people how to use biological products to support plant health through the ability to mine nutrients out of the soil instead of shooting them up and injecting them with the NPK game.
It is all about biology, you know, as Ken puts up there. I mean, you can't think properly without diversity in biology, you know, just like a plant, you know, if you can't breathe properly, you know, it's about being okay with biology. I think that's what it is, because we've been taught sterile is clean when actually somehow biology is clean. Somehow,
it's really funny too, because you're talking about the person with the mask, and the environment is allocating that. The environment that that person is around is allocating that that's an okay thing. But what's really awesome about soil and nature is there ain't no faking it. There is no faking. So we can have these things happening in our environment with humanity saying, oh, that's okay. But in the soil, that shit is not going to fly, because it's the environment that is determining the health and balance of it. It's not going to be like, oh, okay, well, you've got one bad player over there, we're just going to let him have his mask on and drive in the car. Well, I'm sorry, but the microbiology is going to fully attack that dude 100% and say, sorry, we don't need stupidity in this game. But for some reason, we've lost that. We've lost that ability to call it out the way that it is, because we've lost our own intelligence. But when you go into undisturbed, untouched soils, that is the intelligence. That is the ways. Those should be the SOPs for every single thing that we do. Every single thing that we do should be the SOPs from nature and biology, because it's not being faked. Because if that guy showed up to the soil situation, he would be attacked by 50,000, you know, beneficials that would overtake that stupidity. But for some reason, that stupidity is allocated and is allowed to grow and breed in our societies. It's just interesting. I don't have a solution to that, but I know there's one.
I think you are the solution. I think you are the solution, because we are starting to get more and more farms that are looking at closed loop systems, and they're educating other farmers, and that's kind of that's the main reason why we try to have these conferences, is really to create more champion farmers who are going to go out and share that knowledge, and slowly, yeah, cannabis can be that nice gateway into understanding that your food can be your medicine, and you can grow your own medicine, as Josh was saying. So I think you are the solution to that, and so that's why I definitely want, you know, more of that, and that's, I think, what Ken is trying to do here with the Soil Matters.
I love it.
And we'll always be the ones to say that we're part of the answer.
Mm-hmm.
There's a whole lot of people out there that are also the answer.
Absolutely.
And we're one part of that sandbox, you know,
Yeah.
of people that have answers.
With that amazing holism that you have, it's hard not to believe that there's so much overlap in a lot of these solutions.